Alright, we are live. Alright, we're good. So, welcome everyone. A little bit of a hectic weekend and a bit of a late Monday match, but it seems that the whole tournament for the round of 16 did pretty well. I'm here today. Probably it's going to be me for a while, and we're here to showcase the Quarterfinals Mappool Showcase. Wait, just kidding. Well, it is the quarterfinals map pool for everyone, but it's to run by. So time that all of the participants have already played in the tournament, and if we get into the brackets here, both teams, for both the winner's side and the loser's side. So if the streamer can basically open up the bracket here, yeah, they have the bracket on. All right, all right. Well, yeah. All right, it's fine. But it seems that the bracket, if you guys get into the Discord server and check out the brackets yourselves, you will see it's a more stable top eight overall
You said show we
showcase before the whole match itself. All right, we'll just get into the well. All right, sorry for the delay. There was stuff, but it seems that we're just gonna get straight into the map pool, everyone. Few things to note before the map will get showcased. There will be a difficulty increase, just like we saw on the Futsu, and already you can see for the Nomad 1 difficulty. And it's gonna be pretty interesting as the map pools are certainly more harder than what the round of 16 is, and you guys better prepare for a bit of harder difficulties as you are getting into the closer matches. So for Nomad 1, it should be the usual consistency pick here. We got a pretty slow start, but already did see earlier that we have the dense patterns that we haven't seen as much in the last two matches. Both the round of 24 and round of 16. And so this might be a bit of a change up for everyone. Maybe some that haven't practiced Muzakashi or any of the harder difficulties might have a little bit of trouble adjusting to this, and props for the players who have been playing higher difficulties than Futsu. So we get into the first Kiai, and it seems pretty consistent overall. But we do have a bit more dense patterns, and I assume that any kind of player would be able to hit those. But I guess one thing to note here is going to be a lot of the finishers. And a lot of the players who tend to alternate might find these finishers kind of troubling. I guess the duration is one of the map, as it feels pretty long. We're getting just the first half of the map. Bit of a long slider there. And the slowdown section. All right, that is a pretty interesting section there. We might actually see some players might miss on that, but a little bit of a break section and slow one piece. I think this is one for mapping, but the BPM change is pretty slow. Overall, I find this map personally really fun. It's a bit different from round of 16, but it adds it fills in the consistency aspect really well. Plus, I actually really like the music as well. And apart from all the maps, it seems that the last part of the song seems to not be troubling apart from the other maps that we had. And pretty good unstable rate for Spartrick there. Not a good map. And here we go. Moving on to Nomad 2. And you guys are gonna enjoy this. A whopping 280 BPM, and it's gonna be Icicle Stinger. And it will be Muzakashi, so we will expect some people to pull out this. And with dense patterns on 280, it might be a challenge. Here we go. You'll definitely see the significant speed increase and some denser patterns, but this will be, I believe, mapped in about like 1/4. It's gonna be mapped in 1/3. So it won't be as troubling as the higher difficulties, as we have super fast triplet patterns. But if you plan to single tap this map, you might have a little trouble unless you have the finger dexterity to do so. Overall, the map itself is pretty short and fast. So this 280 BPM might be an interesting factor. We'll see. I think this will be the Ki section pretty soon. The display for mine doesn't show a bit of sound, so I can't really tell what part of the song is apart from the timer itself. So I gotta have to watch the stream. So the final Ki section. Oh, the skin actually doesn't show if the Ki section is up. That is interesting for the skin, but that should be the map. And note that the last part of the map gets completely dense. This might be some trouble as we see some KDDK patterns. So these are pentuplet or 5 patterns that might ask a bit of trouble for those who haven't played any Onis. But that will be Icicle Stinger for Nomad 2. A pretty good map. I really like this map. It's interesting for a speed. And moving on, it should be Cranberry City for Nomad 3. But yeah, Nomad 2, interesting, huh? So a bit of a vibe change, as apart from Icicle Stinger, Cranberry City is a pretty vibe map and very slow. A complete contrast to what originally Nomad 2. And it's pretty consistent throughout the map, and I think we will get an interesting section later on. We do have some duplets and a bit of finishers. And here we go, the 1-3s. So if you've ever tried these patterns, 1-3s are pretty hard to accuracy unless you have the correct timing of it. So expecting that this map would be an easy map to accuracy, if you guys do test it out, you might have a bit of trouble with the 1-3s depending on how well you play the map. But this PI section will be pretty short. Let's put it around halfway through. Yeah, you get the swing section, and honestly, a pretty tight map. So personally, I think the map itself is pretty consistent. So we might actually get to see this pick alongside with Nomad 1. There's a bit more trickier sections, but overall the map itself is more consistent, albeit like shorter than Nomad 1. They're pretty good SS for Cranberry City. And we'll move to Nomad 4. So Nomad 4. We're gonna be pretty surprised with what Nomad 4 should be. And here we have a pretty techy map. If you guys ever tried out maps like these, where the snapping is more to the changes to where the map is, you might get pretty spooked out by this, as the map itself is a bit dense alongside with a lot of tech. You get these really tough patterns with some finishers and some 1-3s alongside this relatively fast BPM. So you guys might have a bit of trouble for this. Yeah, it is an area map. Is it area? And you know how tough they get. A bit of tech on the side, but overall the map is a bit confusing. Yes, we get a bit of finisher section and a bit of SP speed up. So this should be the resident tech map for the map, and it does its job well. And we might see a lot of business throughout this section of the map. But I'm pretty excited to see if this map gets played out throughout the tournament. It is a pretty interesting tech map for no mod. So the final PI, pretty short and pretty tough. So a few things to notice: these finishers, these tough 1-3 1-3 spams, and a pretty good score. And you are ready for Nomad 4. And let's move on to Nomad 5. Yep, there is one more map in the pool. So there should be 5 Nomads, and it's going to be a first to 6. And a Finby map for batting show. So this should be the resident tech map. And for those who have played the original Taiko game, this is a classic map. And you'll see. And here it is, the ninja sliders. So you have to time it well to the song itself, as these SV speeds are kind of hard to just sight read in general. So it's really fun on this map, since this was played in Taiko no Tatsujin, and you could actually play the map itself with one takon, and you can actually act it as a baseball bat. And as you hit the cat finisher with one hit, it definitely plays the part of playing baseball in Taiko. Gotta get them 160-kilometer fastballs there. Yeah, these it doesn't give you time to adjust, as these the sections where the ninja hitters do come are kind of interesting. But you will see there was a bit of SV trouble there. It might be a 1-8, or it might be a slow down 1-3. And as we get to the last part of the map, it gets pretty dense and tough to hit. And the last parts, bit of strong speed ups. But overall, a really interesting map. And 96 UR for Mr. Big Batting Hero for the replay. And we should be moving on to Hidden. And oh boy, I did this. And I'm just gonna say, I had a bit of trouble with this map, personally. So I'm just gonna assume for you HD players, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. It's gonna be Hosho's Marine. Hosho map. Actually, I really like the full version of this map. It has like a Gabbard section. Here we go. This section of the map is pretty okay. It's mapped a little bit toward 1/2 and 3/4. But overall, this section of the map is relatively consistent in terms of HD1, but a bit of troubling part is to get into the halfway mark. If I remember correctly, as the spinner, and we get this slow section. This is mapped to the beat of the piano or the tones in the song, so you have to follow your ears for this section of the map, and a bit of 1-3 quadruplets there. And here we go, the final PI section, and it follows on to the first part of the map. But overall, it is tough. Tough to hit. And around the end part of this map, you will have a lot of strong single tap sections, or here, but here's the single tap sections there. And a little bit more. And that should be the map. It's pretty quick. Only TV size. Pretty tough HD1. Ahoy. And we move to wait, no way, we're gonna get a speed map for HD2. HD2 was added a bit late, so this is my first time seeing it, and it's gonna be a speed map. So if any of you guys watch the stream for a few of the matches, you guys will understand that speed for Hidden is a bit easier compared to Hard Rock, but it doesn't shave off that it's still a pretty difficult thing to practice. So for those who are more used to Hard Rock Hidden, might have some advantage for HD2, as these SBs are pretty similar to Spore V2 HDHR. But the map itself is pretty consistent. And it's the obligatory 2U map. So we got 2 of the 3 always included songs in the map pool. So, assuming we're gonna get a Toho map pretty soon. So we get some pretty fast sections here with some finishers. And this might catch a lot of people off guard, as the speeds are kinda tough to get used to. It really lands onto your reaction speed, how well you can react to flying colors that disappear out of nowhere. But this Muzu difficulty is pretty demanding as well, as the map itself has a bit of SV changes. And it sure as well not hold back when it has SV changes. A bit of finisher sections there. This should be the early 1-3 section. As the map does go a bit of lengths, the speed ups definitely slow down. But that won't mean much at the end of the map, as the ranked version of this, the last bits of the map, have to follow a really tough speed. So for those who want to challenge this for HD2, you have all the rights. So I can see a lot of trouble throughout this map. There you go. The last part of the map is super fast. There's something to note as well. So you guys will see some finishers at the end of like patterns. So if you guys do alternate this, you're gonna have a bit of trouble hitting those finishers at the end. And skipping finishers is allowed, but it does reduce your score. And a 703 combo for an HD2. Very tough, but this is the quarterfinals as well. So let's move on to HR. And it should be HR1. Roblox maps. So this section is pretty slow for the most part, but for those who are kind of used to Futsus, the SV does get capped in Muzukashi, but in turn you will have harder patterns to hit, and this is where the OD challenge for HR rises. But we do get a bit of speed ups as we get faster notes. And the speed up gets increased tenfold with HR. And it's gonna be a bit of a challenge for those who play with HR1 here to hit these triples with consistency. And we get the 1-3 sections there, and this is a pretty tough map for those who have a higher OD, as you need to be a bit more consistent in general. I think the stream for the showcase kind of froze for a second, but a pretty good score and a pretty good map. It's maker for the interesting map. So let's start with HR2. Once again, you will notice that the SVs do get capped in again. Challenge. There are, and you get a bit of a 5-note pattern there with a proof. So a bit longer than HR1. As we get into the halfway point now, the speed has definitely significantly into the triple there. So for those who are alternating that, might get caught off guard by the quick triplet at the end. But the finisher section super, but the stream is showing them double. I think it should be a frame issue. But part the in the Buzukashi difficulty, and it's definitely being shown for this quarterfinals map pool. And let's go. Let's move on to DT. Actually, so I must be a little bit wrong, but it is an Onosaki Hito map. So old mapping here. Pretty slow sections, but as with DT, the OD also increases. There's a bit less window for error for those triplets that we see. So keeping your accuracy up will be a bit of trouble. As we see the replay here does go on full out with I-9 playing this. A bit of a fun in the chat, but you guys do see in DT1 you will get those single into duplet patterns, and you might need to practice that as those that one note difference on two might be the reason you might get another double 100s in the score. And as you've seen in a lot of the maps, the score difference between two players is just one or two 100s, but that will be DT1. Let's move on to DT2, and a pretty okay 100 UR. We'll get Daisy, and this will be Futsu difficulty, so there will be Futsu in this map, probably only for this map. Another speed DT, as we have some pretty tough entry patterns there.